All right, this is One Last Midnight. Welcome back to another episode of Farthest Frontier. So I've had a lot of people ask me to do a complete playthrough, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's randomize the area. It's kind of weird because when you change the map type, the randomization goes a little wonky, but I'm going to have everything on trailblazing except for raiders. I don't want like an overabundance amount of raiders, nor do I want to pay any tax. So I'm just going to keep it on Pioneer, and you know, when you get up higher level, the raids get bigger, but I just don't want to deal with that early on in the game. So this is how I'm set up. Here's my map seed. I don't know if that's going to be the map seed that we settle with, but I will tell you the map seed that we do pick when we do settle on whatever type of map we're going to use, or whatever type of seed we're going to use. I will try to do this as uncut as humanly possible, but there are large swaths of time where not a lot of stuff is happening, so I'll probably cut those out of videos. But otherwise, this is going to be like a full kind of playthrough where you're just going to see everything that I do. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, finally decided on a map. It took me like, I don't know, 40 minutes of re-rolling to finally get to map seed, and I went back to the main menu a couple times. So the name of my town is different than one I started off with, but the map seed is down here. You can see it. Just pause the video, copy it, write it down or something. I'll try to put it in the description as well. But it seems like it has what we need to get started. Resources, we have some iron that's close by. We have some sand that's close by, clay that's close by. When the fog of war was lifted, there are boars and wolves over here, so that's a little bit of a challenge. We're going to have to stay away from that area until we get some soldiers. It looks like we have a decent amount of foraging stuff that we can leverage, though not many thatch or willow. So that might be a little bit of a challenge when we're trying to get baskets going. That's going to have to be something that's a little bit later. We're going to have to find an area to work with. The fertility looks okay. It doesn't look the greatest in the world, but I think we can work with it. Like I said, over here, there are wolves, so I'm going to have to figure out where to put my farms, probably down in this area for now, and maybe move them later, build up some more farms in another area, but we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to leave it on the slowest speed. Let's get some roads built right away, and we'll just outline our little town area here as best we possibly can. Remember, holding down shift will give you that straight line if you want that straight line. All right, we got our initial roads placed out. They look pretty good. We got some decent fishing areas over here. We're just going to let our people do their thing. We have to wait for the town center to get built before we can do anything else. So let's put it 3x speed and just wait for that. All right, now that we can build out, there's a little bit of a problem here because we have some iron ore sitting right in the middle of our town. Not ideal, since we're probably going to wind up using that later. So let's build our town out this direction, and then we'll try to harvest this ore right away, and then we can utilize this area for something different. All right, place down our initial housing. Just going to leave it on 3x for now. Try to get some things built up really fast. Let's get a hunting cabin placed. We have some good deer in this area, so while I place my hunting cabin here, let's get a foragers built as well. There's a decent area for greens and berries right in this area here. Let's try to find something that's got a little bit of variety. All right, we have a really good variety right here for the forager. So I'm going to place my forager down in this area. Let's get a road from the forager into the main town. Let's put our fishing shack down. I got a couple really good areas for fishing. Let's put our well in place so that we have some water. I'm going to put the well on the inside over here. This looks like a good place for a well. And let's get our firewood splitter in, since he's not a very desirable building. I'll probably wind up moving him a little bit later. But again, I've got to worry about the wolves off in this area. So maybe, I don't know, maybe over here would be fine. And let's worry about getting our first farm in place. Remember, I do 10 by 10. So that is going to be the first farm down. And then since I'm probably going to get another farm in right away, I'm worried about the wolves off to this side over here. But let's see if I can go ahead and place another 10 by 10. And another 10 by 10. All right, and that is our farming areas. Now, we don't need to necessarily work these guys right now. Let's turn off the construction on 3 of the farms. And we're just going to let time run. They're going to build stuff, you know, as fast as they can. So let's help them along. Let's get the housing prioritized. Oop, that house is off. Let's get rid of this house and replace it. Put this guy on priority. All right, they're doing their thing. Bunch of Steves are working. Like I said, the area looks decent. The only thing I'm worried about is the willow. We don't really have that much willow. We have, what, 16 total willow? We do have a lot of decent berries laying around, so let's get this guy prioritized right away. Our hunter is going to do his hunting thing. Let's move his area a little bit over. Got the wall in place. We're getting some houses down, which is good. Let's get the wood splitter prioritized. We have a lot of berry bushes in this area. We're going to move the berry bushes over into one specific area so that we can make the harvest a little bit easier for the berry bushes. That'll help us very well in the beginning. We do have some clay close by. I saw some here, and then there's some up over here also. Get this wood splitter doing his job. Let's also start harvesting some trees and some bushes. I mean, we have a lot to harvest right now. Actually, they're working on harvesting. I don't really need more about harvesting just yet. And they're also dealing with this stone, which seems to be a pretty decent amount of stone, so. Let's get an extra guy on the wood cutting. Let's think about putting down another well. Getting another well in place. Something down over here, maybe. Or let's put it in this corner right here. We had 3 villagers migrated, and we also had a villager that was born. Let's start worrying about smoking our meat that we're catching. So let's put a couple smokehouses over here. One, I'm just going to pause the construction on. I don't need it right away. I am going to put down a stockyard right away. Let's prioritize the fishing shack. Let's get fishing started. How are our people looking? We got 10 laborers, which is good. Forager, hunter, we have all that stuff, which is good. We have a good number of builders right now. A lot of people are busy with just chopping down trees. We have a lot to cut down. Which is okay, because we need the resources. And the stockyard's going to help with storing all those items. Fishing is almost completed. They're going to bring over some wood for that. And then we can get fishing started. Our food is, you know, it's okay for a beginning game. It's going to get worse here soon. A couple more villagers migrated, which is helpful. We can think about possibly getting down a couple more houses to help that process get started a little bit quicker. Get some more people in, which will help us do just a bunch more things. Okay, people got somewhere to drop off the goods, so they're going to drop these goods off. Let's go ahead and move this guy out of the way a little bit. Let's accept these guys. You know, this is always risky in the beginning of the game, but let's go ahead and accept them. We're going to need some place to put them. So let's build, like I said, a couple more houses. I knew that was coming. Put it here. Put another one. I guess I can't work through this terrain right now. Okay, we'll put another house here. They have to get rid of the stone there. Let's put another couple houses up here. Okay, good. Of course, that's going to take a toll on our food. But that's okay. We have our fisherman down. Let's give him the best we can possibly give him. And maybe, you know what, I'd feel a lot better if we put in another fishing house. Get another fishing shack in place, and we'll put a road out to it. I hear the wolves. Hopefully we didn't get too close to them. We got some boars over there, but that's okay. I think they were a little ways over this way. Let's make this fishing shack a priority. The market we can't get in yet because we still need to do, what, the saw pit and the storehouse before we can get a market in place. We'll hold off on that. Everybody has enough housing, which is great. We've got enough firewood. We have the smokehouse working now, so we can start preserving some of that food that we're catching. Our forger brought in okay amount of food. Not a whole heck of a lot, but enough. These fishing houses will start bringing in more in the following year. Okay, year 2 is started. We have some more houses that have been built for growth, so we look okay for growth right now. We don't want to grow too fast. I want to slow that down a little bit. This road looks a little wonky, so I'm going to remove this road. I'm going to redraw this road out. Just make sure it's straight. Let's prioritize this year. Let's get that farm started. We have a bunch of wood being chopped. That was to clear the farm areas. We have the other fishing shack down. Let's go and place this in an appropriate area. Okay. Hopefully those guys can catch a decent amount of fish. Let's go ahead and get the other smoker built. Is that a deer? Oh, good. I was worried that a wolf was coming in. Let's go ahead and enable this construction, get the other smoker built. I'm worried that we're not going to be able to keep up with the amount of fish and meat that we're getting. So let's make sure we have the other smokehouse in place. And that way we can smoke all the food that we have. We don't really have any raw sitting right now, but hopefully when the more fish come in, we're going to be able to deal with that scenario. We have 7 food that's not going to spoil, so a lot of our food is being converted over into dried goods, which is great. That's what's having those 2 smokehouses down. It really helps out. We have a bunch of people finally starting to work on the farm. These other 2 guys are like, they're clearing out this area here. In this area, they still have a lot to harvest, though. Those trees up there, there's a little bit of rock there that needs to be harvested. And then I guess we're done, but we're good on wood and stone resources for a little bit. Once they start gathering up all that stuff that's on the ground. Good, a lot of these guys freed up. They're no longer harvesting all those trees, so they're working on the farm. Don't know if we're going to get the farm completed this year, but we'll have it done for next year. And looking at it, I totally messed up on the farms because I didn't leave space for the stinky fence. And there's really no way to fix it. So let's remove construction of these guys. I messed up. What can you do? It's part of building this game, right? Okay, they're gonna have to redraw the farms down, so let's do that. Leaving room for this fence. Okay, there's the first 10 by 10. All right, all those are complete now. So let's go ahead and actually, while I'm thinking about this, which was dumb of me, let's go ahead and put in the fence right away. That way, by the time the farm is complete, I should be able to have the fence done as well. I hate not being able to see through the trees, but okay. Good, and let's get the gates in place. Oh, I think that gate is off. I don't know. We'll see. When they get the trees cleared out of there, we'll see. All right, put that one back on priority. Cancel the construction here. And here. And here. I know there's a wolf den over here somewhere. I gotta really be careful. I don't have enough people to start sacrificing him. 3 more villagers came in. Good. I lost a whole year for this, so that's pretty bad. All right, well, that's where we're going to leave the first episode. I think we're doing okay. I mean, we've got a lot of food. We got 8 food that's not going to spoil for a while, so that's going to keep us going for a couple years. And we have a couple fishing shacks put down in decent areas. We've got a decent forager area. We probably should get another forager going on. We have our smokehouses, and we have the other basic necessities down. So it's looking like a pretty decent start. As long as I stay away from the wolves, I should be okay. I mean, we have plenty of resources laying around. It's not It's not that we're in a bad spot. I mean, that iron is in a bad spot. That's going to be the first thing that I focus on getting rid of when I do get into harvesting iron. Our clay is not too far away. We had some clay that was over here. If I remember correctly, when the fog of war was gone, we've got some sand that is very close by. We're going to have to explore a little bit. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. So if you like this series, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Would love to have you in the community. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, you can find the links in the description below. And make sure to hit that notification bell. That way you know when I go live and when I post new videos. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.